Let's talk about their opponents then. And the big irony out of all this is that England have not lost many games at all over the last sort of 3 to 4 years, be it in qualifying or in tournaments. But the two teams that have beaten them most recently are the opponents this time around in Group D. Croatia, of course, beat them in the World Cup semi-finals. The Czech Republic beat them in the Czech Republic during qualifying as well. But I don't think England will be too disheartened by that draw, because I think they'll feel that they've got the edge over both of those two teams.
They will. I think Croatia are probably going to provide the biggest test for England. The good news is that this is a European Championships, not a World Cup, so you almost have a safety net, don't you? It's not just the top two going through. If England did somehow falter, you'd think they'll probably get through, even if it was in that third place. But it's Croatia, a side that obviously England came up against at the World Cup and lost to in the semi-finals, when many felt that they would go on to win that and reach the final. But we're looking at a Croatia side now that have moved on a little bit in terms of players ageing, and the likes of Luka Modric, who went on to win the Ballon d'Or, isn't maybe as good as he was back then. Mario Mandzukic is another that is starting to just get towards that latter stage of his career. So they're no longer at their peak. And I think you look at the England side very much at the other end of the scale, really. Lots of young players, not scarred by major tournaments. In fact, they've actually done better at them and will be enjoying the chance to be playing on home soil. So I think they'll fancy themselves against Croatia. Czech Republic, yes, that was a blip, wasn't it, in the qualifying campaign. That fantastic run that England have had in qualifying had to come to an end at some point. The Czech Republic did it, and as you say, how ironic that they're drawn against each other. I think it'll be a great chance to get some revenge.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I think England were probably all the better for getting that defeat. I think it maybe took a little bit of the pressure off them. Before we talk about England's main rivals in terms of the actual tournament itself, let's just look at what... Always, of course, there is a group of death in these tournaments, and
Group F.
The Group of F on this occasion, because as well as a playoff winner from Group A, we've got the defending champions Portugal, we have got the world champions France, and we've got the ever formidable Germany in the same group. That is going to be so difficult for all of those sides, to be quite honest with you. And if the playoff winner A proves to be a team in form and a strong side of that as well, then Group F will be so difficult to predict.
Yeah, I think there was a big sigh of relief around the room when the draw was made and representatives from each country saw that France, Germany, Portugal were being drawn together rather than in their groups. It could have worked out very differently, but... Again, as I said before, 3 teams to go through. The best third-ranked teams will go through. I'd imagine all 3 of those will go through, and I feel sorry for whoever is going to be drawn as that playoff winner. It's from A or D, isn't it? The pathways that will come through into that one. Everyone's going to be hoping to avoid it. But yeah, I think you look at Portugal winning the last European Championships, winning the Nations League as well. You've got France, World Cup winners, and Germany, a side that, yes, struggled at the last World Cup, but it's still Germany at the end of the day. They've got an abundance of talent to pick from, even if they have got 1 or 2 that, a little bit like we said about Croatia, maybe towards the latter stage, they've still got bright youngsters coming through, players like Serge Gnabry, who's been tearing it up in the Bundesliga.